Good afternoon, everybody. The Music Fan is back, bringing smiles to the faces, knowledge to the people, and most importantly, music to the masses. And I am back with another Are You In? So let's get going. So today I'm talking about Weezer's newest album entitled The Black Album. Yes, I know this album came out about a month ago, but it's been a little bit since I've talked about a truly lackluster album. So let's dive right in. For those of you who don't know who Weezer is, they are an alt-rock slash pop-rock band from Los Angeles, California. Members including Rivers Cuomo on lead, backing vocals, lead guitar, keyboards, and occasional drums. Patrick Wilson on drums, percussion, backing, and occasional lead vocals, and occasional guitar and keyboards. Brian Bell on rhythm guitar, keyboards, backing, and occasional lead vocals. And Scott Schreiner on bass, keyboards, backing, and occasional lead vocals. Previous albums include The Blue Album in 1994, Pinkerton in 96, Green Album in 2001, Maladroit in 2002, Make Believe in 2005, Red Album in 2008, Gratitude in 2009, Hurley in 2010, Everything Will Be Alright in the End in 2014, White Album in 2016, Pacific Daydream in 2017, and the Teal Album earlier this year. So this is a band that I didn't really listen to growing up, but did hear a lot of their big hits and enjoy a bunch of them. I love My Name is Jonas. I'm a fan of Buddy Holly, as well as Pork and Beans, and even Beverly Hills, which I know is one of their more popular songs. I enjoy all of them, and Island in the Sun as well. It wasn't until Everything Will Be Alright in the End where I started listening to their full albums, and I enjoyed a little bit of Everything Will Be Alright in the End, as well as parts of the White Album, but Pacific Daydream was very bland to me, and it definitely showed that this band was going into more mainstream pop rather than alt-rock ideas. So I wasn't expecting much from this album or the Teal album, which I'll give you even a bonus review in this particular Are You In? Teal album, meh, very meh, is an album of cover songs, and none of them really do much to stand out. They do songs that were popular at one time, but they don't do really anything to make it stand out in one way or another. Songs like Take On Me, Beat It, Mr. Blue Sky, Stand By Me, and also Paranoid. This is an album that goes through a lot of different eras and picks out songs, even No Scrubs. If you were looking for them to do a cover album, fine, go for it. But honestly, I've never really asked them to do Africa or any of these songs, so it wasn't for me. It might be for you. Just know it doesn't really change any of the source material. It isn't that amazing. So, going with that dropped early in this year. Then they dropped this particular album. Didn't really have any expectations, and I am happy to say that none of my expectations were even met, even if I had expectations. This is a very, very bland album. Most of this album you can divide into two categories. The first one is very bland pop rock songs that don't really push any boundaries and don't really leave a lasting memory. Zombie Bastards, it has this kind of like Scott-ish island feel at times with the guitar on the offbeats, and it does have a nice slowdown, but it doesn't last. It doesn't last, and that would have made for a more interesting song. It just immediately goes right back into the bland arrangement. Living in LA has some nice choruses, but it's not really memorable either. Same with I'm Just Being Honest, which is a nice, very tongue-in-cheek song and has some of my favorite lyrics on the album, where it's someone putting their foot in their mouth all the time because they're telling what they feel rather than what the other people want to hear. But it's boring. And then California Snow is honestly trash. It is them trying to be the most mainstream that they can with some rap beats, trap beats on there, and it just is. It's so annoying to listen to, and it's the closing song. So that's how you end that album. Then there's some more like experimental in the idea of like it's not pop, but it comes off very cheesy. Piece of Cake has a nice chorus, and it kind of reminds me of a 21 Pilots chorus, but the melody and the verses is so annoying. It's just like very childish and very slow, so it just gives so much more time to sink in and how annoying it is. The Prince Who Wanted Everything, again, another nice idea of like, he's either talking about someone who got into music and then found success that they wanted, but realized that they didn't actually want that success. But it also could be an allegory for Rivers' time in the music industry. But it's just so cheesy. It's really, really cheesy. And then Byzantine is one of the more interesting arrangements on here, but again, they don't do anything interesting lyrically or with the melody to make up for that interesting arrangement. And even some of the best songs on here have problems. High as a Kite is fun, and it has some emotional depth to it, but the lyrics aren't that great, and the bridge is kind of weird, which you'll see on a lot of these songs. Byzantine, I'm Just Being Honest, Living in LA, all of them have these really weird transitions and lyrics in the bridge. Even when there are decent songs, it feels throwaway. And it's like, how the heck did we get here on some of these? Can't Knight the Hustle, my second favorite song on the album, if I was to have favorite songs on this album. It has a very nice beat, and it's a fun opener, but the melody isn't super amazing. The music video is a lot of fun, though, with Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy being an Uber driver with this crazy scene happening behind him. It's fun, and gives a little bit more of depth to this song. My favorite song on the album, and the only saving grace on this album for me, is Too Many Thoughts in My Head. It's the most fun song on here. The beat is great, and there's some dark tinges in here in the music as well as the vocals. I find it my favorite melody on the album. The chorus is really catchy, as well as the last chorus where there's more talked out fast parts on there is a lot of fun, and it goes into an interesting lyrical place where it's talking about the overconsumption of electronics and media, getting to a point where you are not able to fall asleep, too many thoughts going through your head, as we probably all deal with now in this age of cell phones and social media. It's a nice little touch and gives that the perfect lyrics for this feel of the song. Lyrically, a lot of these songs aren't that interesting. It doesn't go into any more depth than they've already done before. There's a lot of songs dealing with people Rivers Cuomo would like to get with, like Living in LA, or Piece of Cake, where it's someone who has used him, or Byzantine. Most of those songs are about girls, and then there's also fighting back against haters on Can't Knock the Hustle or Zombie Bastards. Other than like The Prince Who Wanted Everything or Too Many Thoughts or I'm Just Being Honest, there really isn't much depth lyrically either, making for a very unremarkable CD. I will say the best part about it is it does go by really quickly because it's only 37 minutes and 10 tracks, but it's just so bland. And at least on other albums of Weezer or other singles, I could find something that that I would be happy to listen to again. The only real song I would be happy to listen to again on here is Too Many Thoughts. That's literally it. So this is a very unremarkable CD. The flow, there really isn't any. Like, do you have a flow if all of it is bad? It's interesting because in I'm Just Being Honest, there's a part where the first verse is Rivers taking a look at a album of someone who was like, yo, check out this music of mine, right? And he's like, I'm just being honest, you sound like shit. The irony there on this particular album is, just perfect. Also, one other thing that I've noticed over the years with this band is just like the references that they try to use in songs to make them sound more educated. It doesn't work on this album. Songs like Byzantine, songs like Too Many Thoughts, even though I like Too Many Thoughts, they use references that, like, why are you using them? There's no need. Your music is so simple. So why are you using things that maybe other people wouldn't get? I don't understand where the audience for this particular album is. Is it for, younger people who you're trying to get on to your sound because you're going more mainstream? Is it for fans? because for fans, it doesn't seem like people would really like this album. Is it for tongue-in-cheek nature? Because I know that Weezer has done that before, where they don't really care about the sound that they are making. They're just trying to have fun. It's just really weird and leaves for a very unremarkable album. One of the worst ones I've heard all year, and definitely the worst out of all the Weezer full albums I've listened to. Honestly, don't take a look at it. The time would have been spent better with this band if they just did one album and didn't focus ideas on a cover album. I don't know if it was for a cash grab. We'll see. Who knows? But it's very unremarkable. Maybe one of my worst albums come the end of the year. But that is my time. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like or hate this album and your reasons why. Share this with your friends, and most importantly, just subscribe to my channel so you can watch more videos like this and support the work I do. So I will be back later with another part of the Digging Through Discographies, and hopefully I'll be back on track for another 5-minute theory come Wednesday. Until then, this is the Music Fan, and I'm signing off.